Good morning. Today's lesson, graph on the coordinate plane. This figure is called coordinate plane. In the coordinate plane, we have two number lines, one of them horizontal and the other is vertical. The horizontal number line is called x-axis and the vertical number line is called y-axis. These two number lines intersect at one point. It's called origin, and when the two number lines intersect, they are form four sections. Each section is called quadrant, and the order of them: this quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Now, our definitions. Coordinate plane. The meaning of coordinate plane: it is a plane formed by horizontal number line, it's called x-axis, that intersects vertical number line, y-axis, at a point called the origin. The meaning of x-axis: horizontal number line on the coordinate plane, and y-axis: vertical number line on the coordinate plane. Axis: the horizontal and the vertical lines that divide the coordinate plane into four sections. These four sections are called quadrants. Quadrants: the four sections formed by the intersection of the axes. Origin: it is a point 0 and 0, 0 in x and 0 in y, where the axes intersect. Ordered pair: a pair of numbers that can be used to locate the point on the coordinate plane. Now we have these 4 points: point A, -6 and 4, point B, 5 and 2, point C, -1 and -1, point D, 6 and -2. Here, the coordinate plane: x-axis horizontal 1 and y-axis the vertical. To the right we have the positive numbers, to the left we have the negative numbers. Up in the vertical number line we have the positive numbers, and down we have the negative numbers. And the ordered pair: the first number represents x-axis and the second number represents y-axis. For example, point A, -6 and 4. This is the place of it: -6 in x and 4 in y. -6 in front of -6 in x-axis and 4 in y-axis. This point A. Point B, 5 and 2. 5 in x-axis and 2 in y-axis. In front of 5 and 2 in y-axis. Point B. Point C, -1 and -1. -1 in x-axis and -1 in y-axis. In front of -1 in x-axis and -1 in y-axis. Point D, 6 and -2. In front of 6 in x-axis and the -2 in y-axis. This represents point D. Another example: point A, 4 and 5, point B, -4 and -4, point C, -5 and 2, point D, 5 and -2. This point B, -4 and -4, -4 in x and -4 in y. Point A, 4 and 5, 4 in x and 5 in y. C, -5 and 2, -5 in x and 2 in y axis. Point D, 5 and -2. This 5 in x-axis and -2 in y-axis. This point represents point D. Now, we have some points graphed on the coordinate plane, and I want to write the coordinate plane or the ordered pair of each point. Point A. Point A here, we start by x and then y. In front of -4 and -2. Then point A, -4 and -2. Point B, start also x, then y. 4 in x and -2 in y. it will be 4 and negative 2. 4 and negative 2. Point C, x then y. X negative 3 and y 3. Negative 3 and 3. Point D, also x then y. X2 and y4. 2 and 4. Now, use the coordinate plane at the right. Identify the points located in the given quadrant. In quadrant 1, we have point D. In quadrant 2, we have point C. In quadrant 3, we have point A. In quadrant 4, we have point B. Another example, also we have these points. Point A, x then y, negative 4 in x and also negative 4 in y. It will be negative 4 and negative 4. Point B, x then y, 4 in x and 3 in y. The ordered pair will be 4 and 3. Point C, negative 5 in x and 3 in y. It would be negative 5 and 3. Point D, x2 and y negative 4. It will be 2 and negative 4. And we have point B in quadrant 1, point C in quadrant 2, point A in quadrant 3, and point D in quadrant 4. This is the end of our lesson. Thanks, guys.